Now from the home of the 49ers, Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, this is EA Sports coverage of the National Football League. Coming up, we've got a good one in store. It's the Washington Commanders and the San Francisco 49ers. Mike Tirico, Greg Olsen ready to get this one going. Jake Bates set to get it started. Off we go from Santa Clara. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
They'll run, and for the first time, it's Jonathan Brooks. Oh, right at the outset, he lost the football.
And with all this talk about ball security, I can tell you firsthand, Mike, a lot of it just becomes mental. It's like the more you think about it, the more you stress it in practice, it almost gets worse. It's one of those things that when it starts to spiral, it's just hard to pull yourself out.
Off the play fake. Here's Purdy. Got a man coming across the field. He's got it. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. They get 14 on that hookup. Good for a Commanders first down. Out of the gun, here's Purdy. That is caught to the goal line and in. Brock Bowers. Touchdown, Washington. His 6th touchdown now for the season.
You know, Mike, at this level, not all touchdowns are created equal. There's some plays that result in touchdowns, and then there are touchdown strikes. And this one is the latter. I mean, you talk about a confidently thrown ball on the money downfield. It doesn't get a lot better than this, and his receiver is able to take it in for 6.
Bates, good, with the extra point. And the Commanders are very quickly out to a 7-0 lead. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. This will be returned from the 6. And he will only be able to muster the 20-yard line on that return.
At their own 20-yard line.
Now off the bootleg, he'll look to throw here. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And he's going to be marked down up around the 33.
First down.
They get 13 to begin the drive. It's a first down.
Nice play design here by the offensive coordinator. His ability to get the quarterback outside the pocket, take some stress off the protection. By the time he reaches the launch point, the receiver's running wide open downfield, and he puts the ball right on the money.
Now, faking the give. He's got the hookup downfield with McConkey. And And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Gain of 23 yards.
And another first down, and another big gainer. This time 23 yards.
10 at the 44-yard line.
And that ball incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Now Willis. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. A gain of 17 yards. First down, 49ers.
Buffalo 18. Ready, go.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. That one, it's on target, but it goes as an incompletion. Looked like he had that one in his grasp, but unable to hold on, and it will be 2nd down.
Oftentimes, it's the wide open ones that are the hardest to catch. It seems like the ball is in the air forever. You start overthinking it, you start really making more of it than what you should, and you let it slip away.
Tiger, 19.
On a handoff, Brooks. Finding space at the 15. And he'll take this one in. Jonathan Brooks. Touchdown, 49ers.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back, even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan. Everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down for 6.
So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. Johnson now to return. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
On the ground, this is Kendra Miller.
So these, Mike, are the body blow runs. They're not big gains. They're nothing fancy. But they really set that physical tone for the rest of the game where now a good play caller can use some of these early runs to set up something a little bit bigger down the road.
So, from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and 9. Throwing is Purdy. Over the middle, that's the tight end, Bowers. And he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line.
19 yards.
Remember, he had the touchdown on the opening drive, and here on drive 2, he gets a first down with that catch.
And the Commanders' first down.
On the handoff, this is Miller. Running room hard to come by as he'll get ahead for a yard. Nick Bolton, the linebacker, there for the stop.
So everything this defense talks about, Mike, is creating negative plays. It's one of the best run defenses in football. Everything is about suffocating you at the line of scrimmage, make you work for everything you get.
They'll stay on the ground with Miller. And they'll only manage to pick up 3 yards. And that leads to third down.
To the 49-yard line. On gain of 4. And this is third down.
Get set. Get set.
The Niners will use the first of their timeouts. Talk things over before third down. From the gun, it's Purdy. He'll swing this out to Miller. And he's out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, out inside the 20.
It's a gain of
A big
yards.
play there for Washington. 31 yards. So they move inside the 20, first and 10 at the 18.
Watch out.
They'll run straight ahead with Miller. And he will get into the end zone. Kendre Miller, touchdown Commander. It's his 4th rushing touchdown of the year. Bates now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Commanders will move out to a 14-7 lead.
49ers 7.
So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. The return starts from the 5. And this will work out quite well. They'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line.
30-yard line.
Hold the ready. Get it. Hawk 70. Hawk 70. Let go.
He'll start this on the ground with Brooks. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Brought down at the 30-yard line. 1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 9.
Come on. Set. Cougar 19. Trap 60. Trap 60. Get up.
To throw is Willis. Gets it away quickly, and it's Crosby. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield. That'll be a gain of 20, much of it coming after the catch as they pick up the first down.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the first down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can draw up all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
2nd and 6.
Ready.
From the 46, here's 2nd and 6. Throwing Willis. Right side and hauled in by McConkey. That'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
3rd and a yard.
65 catch. Tackle.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. He's got the open man. That's McConkey. It's been a busy first quarter for him so far. His third catch goes for a first down.
Now, Mike, I really like this game plan, right? The strategy on third and short so often is, okay, just get enough for the first down. If you decide to air it out, everything's short, get a fresh set of downs. They're saying the defense is going to pack it in close. They're protecting the sticks. So let's just throw it over their head and try to go for a big play.
Ready. Willis to throw. This is caught at the 2. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5. It'll be first and goal when we come back. It's the Commanders with the early lead. And we're back in the Bay Area after this. A couple of big plays, one after the other, and now it's first and goal.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger, go!
Brooks will get into the end zone for a 49er touchdown. What a standout performance early on in this one. That his second rushing touchdown of the game.
And some backs, Mike, they just have a sense of finding the end zone and being able to finish off these runs. That's exactly what this guy has been able to do today, and we're just getting started.
We are all square, 14 apiece the score as this one's away. Johnson now to return. And he'll manage to get this back only to about the 20-yard line. On first and 10, it's Purdy. Quick throw, taken in. And he's going to be out of bounds, but up past the 35.
That's good.
18 yards. What a great way to start the drive. It's a first down.
Gain of 18 on the play.
We've really seen both teams have a lot of success moving the ball throughout this entire first half, and just seems this possession is going to be more of the same as they start this drive.
That one complete to Johnston.
Purdy's pass complete to Quentin Johnston. It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and 5. At the 44.
From the 44 now. Here's second and 4. From the shotgun, it's Purdy. Working free downfield. It is Williams. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
First down.
That pickup good for 29 yards.
7-yard line.
They'll come up here first and 10. Throwing again is Purdy. That one incomplete. The defender right there to make the play. And it's second down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
Second and 10. Purdy gonna put it up again. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's gonna fall incomplete. He might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a third down. Back to the air is Purdy. And on third down, that ball incomplete.
Ever so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones,
That's going to be blocked. Now this is scooped up by a member of the offense. And he's going to be stopped well short of the marker. That one never had a chance. They turn it over on downs. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line.
Ready, come 19.
Pistol snap to Willis. Oh, no chance there. Under a heavy rush, he goes down.
when you can bring cornerbacks on pressure, man, that changes everything for the defensive play caller. Offenses spend all week worrying about linebackers, defensive linemen. How are they going to protect the quarterback? But when you can time up a secondary pressure like this, man, oftentimes there's no answer for it.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long.
18, pioneer, 60 bicep, 60 bobcat, 60 bobcat.
Throwing, Willis. Flush to his right.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
Ready.
3rd and long.
Seven Pirates. Net.
To throw, here's Willis. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
And barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it just seemed like a really wasted possession to go 3 and out, not able to pick up a single 1st down. Not only do you not able to gain any field position advantage, it really takes a lot of the wind out of your sails as you find yourself jogging off the field and the punt team coming on.
Fielded at the 9. Oh, looked like he may have had a seam for a moment. He's taken down after a solid return. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Purdy. Now the ball thrown deep for Johnston. He's got it! And he's going to take this one all the way. 75 yards. Touchdown, Washington. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run, got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. He'll start at the 2. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line.
Here we go. Set.
Throwing is Willis. Laying out, and he made the catch. What a play. They'll get 11 there, and that's a quick 1st down.
And that's what you call being fearless, going over the middle. That's not everybody's cup of tea in this league, Mike. Some guys love to operate outside the numbers, and some guys understand their role is in the middle of the field, and not only to make that catch, but to do it laying out. It's a big-time play to secure that one.
Panther 11.
Here's Willis. Will looking middle. He'll get it complete to McConkey. And he's close to another first down. He's brought down just shy of the marker.
10 yards on the pickup. It's second and inches at their 49-yard line.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's second and inches.
Come on. 6, 7, you count. Dragon 60.
Willis. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And they finally catch up with him, but it's a big play, taking it into the red zone. A big-time play for the Niners. An even 40 yards.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
19, Tiger, nice. Ready.
Now this is going to be a design run. They let him keep it, and not much there. Good defense, held to no gain.
Running back looked a little unsure of himself on that carry there, Mike. You have to think back to that fumble earlier in the game. How much is that still weighing on his mind? He didn't really seem to attack that hole like we've seen in the past. He gets stopped for no gain.
Ready. 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 Ready.
Willis now to throw. That is caught by the tight end. Touchdown, San Francisco. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin first and 10. Motion man is Johnston. First and 10. Purdy. Catch is made. That is Williams. Still going. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 76 yards. Touchdown, Washington. And the show continues. What a first half he's had, Greg. A third touchdown pass with that one.
Mike, what stood out to me the most so far is just the amount of space these guys have had to operate in. I think if I'm this defensive coordinator, me and my staff at halftime are revisiting this game plan. They obviously felt good about it coming in, but I don't think there's anything to feel good about thus far.
So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. A safe kick taken at the 5. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. A run with Brooks to begin this drive. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. A gain of 14. Good for a quick first down.
And the 49er first down. First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Mustang 19, Panther 60, Panthers.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. He's going to keep it himself.
You know, Mike, nice job here by the quarterback, just understanding on these early downs, you just don't want to go backwards. So he's able to avoid the negative play, pick up a little bit, and mostly avoid the sack.
Here's a 2nd and 9.
Ready, ready.
Now Willis. Here comes the screen to Brooks. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Okay,
here's a 3rd down and 4.
60 Bobcat, Stephanie, traffic, 60 Eagles, 6.
Throwing Willis. Open man left side, he's got it. And they're going to be set up right around the 10-yard line. It's a huge play in a tight ball game. 35 yards.
And it's hardly an exaggeration when I say, Mike, that he's probably one of the most difficult individual assignments in the entire league. It's like playing football against that really good kid in your neighborhood. He's just hard to cover. And plays like this, it just shows how special he can be.
Timeout 49ers. That is their second. As the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
Here we go, Scott. 70 Timberwolves. Panther 11, Panther 11.
To throw is Willis. Under pressure, and down he goes. They've got him. Kenneth Grant. He gets in for the sack. It took a while, but that is his first on the year. The Commanders will signal for the first of their timeouts. Clock will stop just under 30 seconds to go in this second quarter. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long.
Let's go now. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Ready.
Willis now to throw. That is pulled in at the 5.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. They can still pick up a first down here, and they'll line up to go for it on 4th down.
Go! 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Ready?
They'll try it now with Brooks. And he will score again. Jonathan Brooks. Touchdown. 49ers. That's his 3rd touchdown of the game. It adds up to 16 now on the season. So his big first half continues. 3 rushing touchdowns already. Maybe have to start looking at the record book, see if he can do it. The record in a game is 6. Could not ask for more from that first half. All even as we begin quarter number 3. Now return coming from the 7. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
They'll get it going on the ground with Miller. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Well, this play, Mike, was clearly about the job of this defensive line. Great job holding their ground, forcing these blockers to be stood up. Nowhere to go for this running back, and they hold him to no gain.
They will run the drop play with Miller. And he's going to be marked down up around the 33. A gain there of 11. First down, Washington.
The best time to call a draw is when the defense is playing a pass situation, so a down and distance that screams pass. You want those defensive linemen ripping up the field thinking, I'm going to go sack the quarterback. In this case, they time it perfectly, hands the ball off to the back, big pickup.
And he's out of bounds up beyond the 45-yard line. Give him 13 on that screen play, and a first down.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
That's a short one, up by Bowers. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Nice chunk here in this good-looking drive. Pickup of 14 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Shotgun snap to Purdy. On the run to the right. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away. And that'll set up second down. They'll throw again with Purdy. A pass taken in by Miller. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
Third and 5. Throwing again is Purdy. Gets that one complete to his tight end, Bowers. That's 2 catches on this drive. This one for 10 yards and a first down.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this, then on third down or critical moments, that's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with that.
Hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up second down. Here's a handoff to Miller. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up third down.
It's a gain of a yard. And this is third down.
Out of the gun, here's Purdy. And on third down, that ball incomplete.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball. Job number 1 on this drive, find a way to get the lead. They, of course, would have loved to score a touchdown, Mike. But 3 points here, that's a pretty good consolation prize as it moves him out in front.
So, after his field goal, Bates back out to kick this one away. This taken at the 5. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there.
At their own 25-yard line.
Deputy, 19 tight.
Willis to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And they will finally run him down. What a way to kick off a drive. That's a gain of 30 and another first down.
And Mike, I think as they try to find themselves clawing back in this game, they're going to have to make a concentrated effort here in the second half to continue to get him involved. Give him opportunities in space with the ball in his hand, and chances are, when he has it, good things happen.
A quick throw on the RPO is complete. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
3-yard pickup.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
From the 41, here's 2nd and 7.
Get it. Cougar 19.
A run out of the gun with Brooks. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard. That's it.
He's tackled at the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Ready up.
Here now,
Warriors
3rd
17.
and 5.
Left. Ready.
Throwing, Willis. Out to his right. This one's just too far for the receiver. Out in front of him. That one falls incomplete. Nico Collins was the intended receiver there. And it's going to lead to 4th down.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
It's too long for a field goal. They'll go for it here on 4th down.
Here we go. 70 Timberwolves.
To throw, here's Willis. That's taken in, and he's gonna get there. He's got the 1st down. What great awareness after the catch. He gets enough to move the chain.
34-yard line.
Love the idea of going for it on 4th down. Anytime you're on your opponent's side of the field, Mike, you have to take advantage of that field position. You're too long for a field goal, but you're too close to the end zone to punt it. So going for it on 4th down is definitely the right move. Now you've got to take advantage of it and don't let it go to waste.
Call it a gain of 13. It's good for a Niners 1st down.
At the 21-yard line.
Tag. 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal. Ready.
Another try with Brooks. This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play.
Seeing such an uptick, Mike, across the league in these hybrid kind of positionless defenders, especially safety. So are they a safety? Are they a linebacker? They're good in both coverage. And in this case, they can play near the line of scrimmage and still make plays on the ground.
Go. 19 Tiger. Now go.
Hill look to throw. Inside the 10, it is caught. And it'll be marked down at the 7. And it will set up 1st and goal.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now, this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's 1st and goal.
Here's a run. Nothing there. He is fortunate just to get back to the line. Now it's 2nd and goal.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal.
So we'll take it to the other end as we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 7 for second and goal.
Let's get 19 Lions. 60 Vikings.
Throwing is Willis. That one taken in. Matt McConkey. Touchdown, San Francisco. Here's Coop for the extra point. He knocks it through. And the 49ers have taken a 4-point advantage.
Commanders 31.
So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. Johnson now to return. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over.
Their own 25-yard line.
We'll start the drive with Miller. And he's going to be out of bounds following a gain of about 5 on first down.
At the 28-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up
Ball on the
second and
28-yard line. Here's second and 4. Once again, it's Miller. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
And after that negative run, I think this changes the play call now on third down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better on first and second down to gain positive yards. Stay on track because you don't want to be in third and pass too often in today's NFL.
Third and short. Purdy. And that is incomplete.
It's just so hard to be a good offense in the NFL, Mike, when you are not good on third down. Your inability to extend drives, it either puts a lot of pressure on your coaches to be aggressive on fourth down or simply punt or take a field goal. You have to maintain possession and give you more cracks to score touchdowns.
Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's fourth down. Here's Purdy. That's going to be caught. And he's going to be out of bounds just beyond midfield. They pick up 27 and convert on fourth down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
19 more on that one, and another first down. Out of the gun, it's Purdy. That's to the right side, and caught by Bauer.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
From the 21, here's second down and 5. A run up the middle with Miller. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
These are the impact plays that this linebacker is capable of, Mike. Not only dissecting and determining where the ball was going, but then to shoot through the line of scrimmage and make this tackle for a loss. That's a big-time play by a really good player.
That is going to be pulled in. He's got it. Quentin Johnston. Touchdown, Washington. That's a 2-touchdown game for him. Numbers 7 and 8 for the season. Bates, good, with the extra point. And the Commanders go up by a field goal as they lead it by 3. So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. This one taken at the 7. He'll come across the 20 and taken down at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Now off the bootleg, he'll look to throw here. Off balance throw, it's complete. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. 10 catches now in the game. They've gone his way early and often. That one for a first down.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
They'll come up first and 10 at the 40.
19 tight. Come on, go.
Here's Willis. Looking for his tight end on the corner route. He's got it. Still going. And he will score. Touchdown, 49ers. His second TD of the game, and this one gives his team the lead. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that fourth quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
Makes the score Niners 42, Commanders 38.
So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. Johnson now to return. And he'll be out of bounds on the return. And the drive will begin there. Throwing on first down is Purdy. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
They were able to complete this pass, but how often do we see these running backs run these angle routes and they catch it in stride and run a hole through the defense? So, the defense gave up some yards here, but it could have been a lot worse.
And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's third down.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up third down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations. And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
Now a shot here, deep middle. He's got it, and he will go all the way. Touchdown, Commander. It's his third touchdown catch this year. Bates, good, with the extra point. The Commanders go up by a field goal as they lead it by 3.
42.
So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. He fields it at the 8. And he will get back to only about his 20-yard line. That's where the drive will start.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here's 1st and 10.
60 Maverick. 6. Let's go. Ready, right?
To throw is Willis. Trying the right side. Taken in by Collins.
The best quarterbacks, Mike, they have an internal clock in their head. How does my protection match up with the rush and the route concept I'm trying to attack downfield? In this case, he's looking downfield, realizes quickly this ball's got to come out, checks it down to his underneath drag, picks up what he can.
2 minutes remain in the 4th quarter. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. They'll come up now for 2nd down.
2. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates.
They'll drop to throw. That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Bodied his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force 3rd down.
Great job there defensively, separating the man from the ball. And this is the moments of the game where you need your best players to step up. And this guy's showing what he's capable of doing in the game's critical moment.
Here we go. Ready.
That one is complete. His 11th grab of the game. And a 1st down.
All right, this is a good start. Plays like these are definitely going to help as you work your way into scoring range. While you have to be wary of the clock and keep an eye on it, they should have plenty of time here to finish this drive.
Ready.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts left. It's 1st and 10.
Cowboys.
Now Willis. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove. There's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
70 Mustang 19. Ready.
Willis. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down.
3rd down and 6.
The game is there for the taking. They control their own destiny, but this brings up a really big 3rd down here. But remember, they don't have to force it and push the ball past the sticks. Even if they come up short, they still have 4th down in their back pocket to try to extend this drive and see if they can pull out the win here late.
Time now becoming a factor as we get to 3rd down.
Buffalo 18. Let's go.
Willis now to throw. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
They desperately needed that one, Mike. Down here late, they've only got a few remaining snaps to go, and it puts all of the pressure of the game now on 4th down. Let's see what play call they have in a gotta-have-it situation. And right now, this quarterback needs to make his best throw in the biggest moment of the game.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. And he's going to have a Niners 1st down. As they manage to convert, that'll keep this drive alive. Stoppage here, one of the 49ers is down. Final minute, still 2 timeouts remaining as we get to 1st and 10. And the rush gets there. Down he goes. Timeout 49ers. That is their 2nd. Clock is stopped. 55 seconds remaining here in the game.
And this quarterback just continues to take a beating throughout the entire game. They have to find a way to keep him upright. Otherwise, I'm not sure if he's going to make it out of this game in one piece.
70 Timberwolves.
Throwing Willis. That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete.
It's been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately this passing game here today, Mike. And I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution, and Leads to an incompletion.
Now, a big third down.
60 Maverick. Let's go. Panther, Hawk 70, Hawk 70. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. 18, Pioneer. 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. Ready.
Willis to throw. That's caught. Inside. It's complete. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Willis now to throw. Oh, he can't get rid of it, and he's taken down. Now on second and long.
Panther 60, Panther 60. Mustang 19.
14 at the 23-yard line.
Ready, ready.
Throwing, Willis. Fires quickly, and goes complete on the slant. The Niners will use their third and final timeout, and it comes with 15 seconds to play in the game.
Third and 3.
As the saying goes, Mike, you need your big-time players to make big-time plays, and the moment doesn't get bigger than this. Find yourself down. A touchdown gives you a chance to win this thing in regulation, and I think they got a shot.
They come to the line for this one. Third down, needing 3.
Get it. 70, Panther 60, Panther 60. Ready.
To throw, here's Willis. And this is a touchdown. They were not going to be denied, and they have taken the lead here in the final minute of play. On is Coop for the point after. The kick is good, and the 49ers have taken a 4-point advantage.
49. Commanders 45.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. Johnson now to return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start.
At their own 28-yard line.
Purdy now, he'll throw on first down. And that's going to be intercepted.
And with time not on their side, they're trying to push the ball, generate some sort of chunk play by throwing the ball over the top of the defense. It's going to end up being a little bit too predictable. The defense is able to take the ball away, and barring something crazy happening, puts them in a prime position to close this one out.
So a win here for the 49ers. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, a few more defensive stops there.